Hello, our mighty Saurus and Sora. It is a nice day to learn about fossils, dinosaurs, and many other prehistoric creatures, isn't it? Well, if you are a fan of 19th century Western literature, you are probably familiar with the figure of the Headless Horseman. In fact, the Headless Horseman has appeared in folklore since the Middle Ages, and the character became even more well-known in Washington Irving's short story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. In 1999, renowned director Tim Burton adapted this short story into the film Sleepy Hollow, with the role of the Headless Horseman impressively portrayed by actor Christopher Walken. The image of the headless Hessian horseman wandering in search of his lost head, while killing many victims along the way, has haunted many viewers. Finally, after many twists and turns in the story, the Headless Horseman finds his head. If you love 19th century Western horror and thriller films and haven't seen this movie yet, go watch it now. In the world of dinosaurs, there was also a dinosaur known as the mysterious headless dinosaur. This dinosaur, with its large body, could not reunite with its head for decades, and paleontologists had a hard time reconstructing and classifying it. The searching efforts seemed hopeless, but it ended in an unexpected way. However, even when the head of this dinosaur was found, its appearance puzzled scientists even more, resembling a platypus version of the age of dinosaur. Today, let's explore this mysterious dinosaur and its story, Deinocheirus mirificus. Are you ready? Let's get started. Today's story takes us back to Mongolia, one of the dinosaur sanctuaries in Asia. From Protoceratops to Tarbosaurus, from Velociraptor to Natovenator, more than 100 dinosaur genera have been discovered in the land of Genghis Khan, making Mongolia a frequent destination for paleontological expeditions. On July 9, 1965, during one such long expedition, Polish female paleontologist Zofia Kielan-Jaworowska discovered the fossil of a new theropod dinosaur in sandstone on a sand dune in the Gobi Desert. This specimen mainly consisted of two nearly intact arms along with shoulder bones, missing only the claw on the right hand. These enormous arms led paleontologists Halska Osmalska and Eva Roniewicz, who were responsible for studying and describing the specimen, to name the new dinosaur Deinocheirus mirificus in 1970. The genus name Deinocheirus is of Greek origin, meaning terrible hand, based on the shape and size of the hand and claws. Meanwhile, the species name mirificus is of Latin origin, meaning unusual or strange, due to its unique arm structure. However, for many years after that, no additional fossils of Deinocheirus were found, leaving its unusual or strange nature unexplained by paleontologists. They only learned a bit more in 2008 when an international team of paleontologists relocated the type specimen site and discovered additional belly rib fragments believed to belong to the original type specimen that the 1965 expedition had missed. On these bone fragments, they found bite marks from Tarbosaurus, suggesting that this Deinocheirus might have been attacked, eaten, or scavenged by Tarbosaurus, possibly with multiple Tarbosaurus individuals involved, causing the Deinocheirus remains to be scattered over a wide area. However, the skull of Deinocheirus remained a mystery. 5 years later, another dinosaur expedition, this time a collaboration between Mongolia and South Korea, continued to scour the Gobi Desert for dinosaur fossils, resulting in the discovery of 2 more Deinocheirus specimens. However, this time the paleontologists were too late and found that both specimens had been vandalized by fossil smugglers before they arrived. The skulls were still missing, along with the hand and foot bones. These are the targets most likely to be targeted by fossil smugglers because they are the easiest to sell and have the highest demand. Paleontologists like Phil Curry were very disappointed but emphasized that even when the specimens had been looted, Their responsibility was to thoroughly survey the discovery area to ensure nothing was missed. One of the new specimens, numbered MPSD 100/127, consisted of a single toe bone. It seemed that the search for the mysterious head of Deinocheirus would drag on for many more years with very slim hopes, much like your hope for a year-end raise. However, just 1 year after the new specimens were announced, rumors emerged that a museum in Europe had just acquired a strange dinosaur skull from the black market. It was reported that French fossil dealer François Esquille had seen this skull in a private collection in Europe and then informed Belgian paleontologist Pascal Godefroy in 2011. Both suspected that it was the skull of the mysterious Deinocheirus genus. Esquille decided to purchase the skull and donate it to the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Sciences. After buying it, they learned that the skull had traveled a long journey from the hands of smugglers to a Japanese fossil collector, who then sold it to a German partner. Esquille and Godefroy also contacted the Mongolian-Korean expedition team about this news to confirm whether the skull was indeed Deinocheirus and possibly one of the newly discovered specimens. The purchased specimens included the skull, left hand, and 2 feet, still encased in sandstone. Paleontologists were overjoyed when the toe bone of specimen MPCD 100/127 fit perfectly with the foot of the specimen smuggled out of Mongolia, with matching color and size and no overlap. This confirmed that they belonged to a single Deinocheirus dinosaur, completing the final pieces of the puzzle that had remained unfinished for 45 years. On May 1st, 2014, the skull and the missing fossil parts were returned to Mongolia by the Belgian Museum delegation. They were reassembled and displayed at the Central Dinosaur Museum of Mongolia, which also exhibits other specimens that had been smuggled out of Mongolia, such as the skeleton of Tarbosaurus. A more perfect ending could not have been imagined for Deinocheirus and the paleontologists who had pursued this dinosaur for many years. So, what did Deinocheirus look like? Initially, due to the missing skull, based on what was found, paleontologists speculated that Deinocheirus was a theropod belonging to the Carnosauria clade, meaning meat-eating lizard, because of its enormous size and thick limb bones. Their initial image of Deinocheirus resembled another version of T-Rex, but with very different arms. Instead of being tiny, they were long and dangling. However, the forelimb structure of Deinocheirus resembled that of ostrich-like dinosaurs, the ornithomimosaurs. Therefore, paleontologists describing the type specimen of Deinocheirus, such as Halska osmalska and Ava roniewicz, suggested comparing it to Ornithomimosauria rather than T-Rex. If they had used the arm-to-body ratio of T-Rex and applied it to Deinocheirus's arms, the estimate would have been extremely enormous. Nevertheless, Deinocheirus was essentially a giant theropod dinosaur with a length of up to 11 to 12 meters and an estimated weight ranging from 6 to 9 tons. Its hip height could also reach 3.3 to 3.6 meters, making it one of the tallest theropods. However, as soon as the remaining pieces of the mysterious Deinocheirus puzzle were found and formed a complete picture, American paleontologist Thomas Holtz exclaimed, "Deinocheirus looks like product of a secret love affair between a hadrosaur and Gallimimus." However, it didn't stop there. Deinocheirus's forelimbs easily remind us of the terrifying claws of Therizinosaurus, and in fact, Deinocheirus's claws were only second in length to Therizinosaurus in the dinosaur world, although their function remains controversial. Its back reminded us of Spinosaurus, with vertebrae having spines 8.5 times the height of the vertebral body, nearly matching the ratio in Spinosaurus. These spines were thought to support the animal's hips. The tail was relatively short and feathered, supported by a pygostyle, somewhat resembling the tail of Oviraptor. Not only did Deinocheirus possess a hodgepodge of features from different species, much like a platypus, but its diet also puzzled paleontologists for a long time. After years of debate that went nowhere due to the lack of necessary fossil evidence, Once Deinocheirus's full appearance was reconstructed, paleontologists recently suggested that Deinocheirus was an omnivore. This conclusion is based on its toothless beak and the discovery of about 1,400 gastroliths, or stomach stones, found inside its ribs and belly ribs, believed to help it grind bones and tough plants. Additionally, fish bones and scales were also found with Deinocheirus fossils. This is why it is believed that Deinocheirus's terrifying claws were not for attacking or hunting but mainly for defense, digging, and foraging. Deinocheirus might also have been a semi-aquatic animal similar to a platypus. Deinocheirus dates back about 70 million years, and at that time, the Gobi Desert was not as arid as it is now but was a land of rivers, lakes, swamps, and a humid climate, very suitable for Deinocheirus's omnivorous diet. The most dangerous predator for Deinocheirus was none other than Tarbosaurus, the Asian version of the Tyrannosaurus, with fossil evidence being the very clear bite marks left on Deinocheirus bones. There were also smaller tyrannosaurs like Aeoliormus and Bagaraeodon. Therizinosaurus also lived at the same time as Deinocheirus, and they might have competed for plants. Today's video has come to an end. We sincerely thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss our latest content. For now, goodbye and see you in our next videos.